This morning I had a lesson that was not quite where I needed it to be, and so I'm going to look at what I did and what I can do better next time. My lesson was based on a worksheet. So I thought my task was simple enough, which as we do. The task was to read through the unit standard and pull out the skills that we will need in order to complete the assessment. For example, there were 3 outcomes: a plan, a website, and testing. There were a list of certain criteria for each outcome. The idea was that all of the kids go through, they find out what skills they need for that outcome, then they list all of the skills they already know how to do, and then they list the skills from that list that they don't know how to do. The idea was that they collaborate with the people around them to find out what they can help others with and what others can help them with. The problem was that the audience for the standards is a teacher with a high enough reading level to get through university, to get a teaching qualification, and my year 10s, 13, 14-year-olds, are not quite at that reading level for the most part. I think that almost all of my learners in the room were having a lot of trouble deciphering what the standard was actually asking them to do. So I was pitching it way too high. So if we look at our zone of proximal development by Vygotsky, if I was to chart it, it would be pitched at too high of a level for the students to be challenged but also engaged. So there, what I can do and what I can't do yet were way too far apart for this lesson to be engaging for them. Unfortunately, this problem couldn't even be solved with collaboration between students because there wasn't enough understanding in the class as a whole in order to allow them to collaborate. So once I saw this, what I did was we went through the standard as a class together as an example. So I eventually had to walk my students through the process, which could have been done in a much better way than just providing these worksheets. I think that next time I try to do this task, I need to make sure that I'm using language in an appropriate level. That zone of proximal development is going to be really, really helpful in allowing my students to collaborate and making sure that they're all engaged and they can all work together to achieve their tasks.